Good morning, everyone. Today we're checking out a video recommended to us by the one and only Nika. Welcome to the epic world of Champions Island. Now, just from what I can tell from the thumbnail, this is meant to be like the place where every person that's won a death battle gathers or something. But either way, let's just hop into it and see what the hell this is.
Alright, combatants! I have just discovered that someone is on Fraud Watch. Not cool, dudes. Not cool.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know why this was recommended to us, but we're just gonna see what it is and see if there's anything good, you know. Oh, that was
Hello
the intro.
everyone,
Okay.
Koma Jordan here. At the time of writing this, Death Battle 2026 is here, with a pretty good start with Ichigo vs Yusuke and the upcoming Cell vs Metal Sonic. And to all of you in my comment section saying these
I've
episodes
already checked both out.
wouldn't happen, you wanna try that again?
It means you were wrong, and you were wrong, and I was right.
But I digress. Considering my video predicting possible matches for 2026 did amazing numbers, which I am very thankful for, thank you guys a lot, I've decided I wanted to make more videos talking about possible matchups. And what's a good topic like Champions Island? For those not in the know, last year Champions
Yes, please explain.
Island was a Death Battle Champions exclusive event, where 32 different characters participated to get an upcoming Death Battle episode. The fans, aka champions, would play in contests to earn their character's immunity, and vote out who they didn't want. While I never participated in this event as I wasn't a champion at the time, from what I heard, it was a fun and wild event for fans to rally for the characters they wanted. And while we know the upcoming matchup is Kamen Rider Geats vs Nero Claudius, I want to give a spotlight to all the characters who didn't
Okay.
win to see what my favorite matchups are for them. Given that we have 31 combatants on the table, that gives us a wide range of possibilities for who they could have gone up against.
This is gonna
Fair
be a
warning,
lot.
These are just my opinion for who my preferred matchup is for each character, especially when characters like Sakia I know next to nothing about, so feel free to comment down below.
Okay, so Champions Island was most definitely some kind of Patreon exclusive thing.
What your preferred matchups are for these characters. But with that out of the way, let's begin with a plug. Do you know how many people who watch my videos are subscribed to the channel? 3%.
Hey man, this is my first time watching you at all.
Please help a lad out and subscribe. For Ash Williams from The Evil Dead, I have Herbert West from Reanimator. Iconic horror heroes from the 80s who have a comedic edge to them. Both are responsible for letting out tons of monsters into the world.
Actually, this could be a very interesting fight because you would have the man that fought the Necronomicon versus the man who, trying to think of a way of describing him aside from resurrected dead, because that's all he did in all 3 movies.
And now have to fight them off. Contrastingly, one is reluctant and connected to the supernatural, and the other is cold and connected to science. While I haven't seen Reanimator, I have watched all the Evil Dead movies, and I really like the Ash trilogy, as Ash is a really entertaining character. This can be a very interesting match, as besides Leon vs. Frank, we haven't had that many matchups involving horror heroes, especially ones that are this over the top. This one I could see being in either art style.
I
As
could
for
see
who
it.
wins, I believe Ash, given his superior weaponry and experience. No, I will not put Rize up against Bakugo to die instantly. Stop it, my girl already suffered. With that out of the way,
Yet that's an actual fight. If I remember correctly, that's the next one that will be coming up. The living man, sorry, I was trying to say, the man of living explosions versus the embodiment of bombs.
instead have Bakugo from My Hero Academia to fight Shinra from Fire Force. Both are hot-headed protagonists who are part
These
of
are
a group of
brothers.
heroes. Their power is fire coming out of their hands, and they have a villainous outside to hide their more heroic side. Bakugo is definitely a favorite amongst the many characters in My Hero, but at this time I haven't seen Fire Force. This could go either way.
Yeah, it's on my
given it
list
could
as
be
well.
2D, but Moro and Luis have proven their ability to make characters like these work in 3D too. Bakugo unfortunately gets stat stomped. Yeah, I couldn't find anything for Captain Underpants that have remotely good connections to them, so here you have Captain Underpants versus the Tick. Both are goofy, absurdist parodies of superheroes with young
I mean, no, that's actually it. They're both goofy parodies of superheroes, so I could see that being a good fight. I mean, I probably would border on the same line as Pinkie Pie versus Deadpool, which was a real fight. Because, you know, they're both joke characters, they're both parodies of actual proper super characters, not Pinkie Pie. So, yeah, I guess it would be a battle of silliness.
Kicks. I used to be a good fan of Captain Underpants as a kid, but I haven't seen the tech yet. It can
Hell,
be
I
a
actually
2D
have one of the
episode.
books.
I have no idea who wins. For Constantine, it was pretty obvious who was his best
Ooh.
matchup, and that was Raito Kuzunoha the 14th from Shin Megami Tensei. Both are charismatic detectives slash devil hunters from a long bloodline
I like
who are
this
seen
one.
dealing with the supernatural.
I like this
I have
fight.
no
That
real
could be
connection
good.
to either. I've seen the first Constantine movie, and I thought it was fine, and I haven't played Devil Summoner before. And Raito most likely wins given his summons and abilities. Now we have Champions Island's biggest punching bag, Cyborg. I mean this as when the dislikes were added to who was getting into the final 16,
Oh,
Cyborg
God.
was bullied into the last place. Personally, I blame
into
Clinker
53.
bias.
Jeez.
So I have Robot from Invincible as his matchup. Both are part human, part machine superheroes from comic books, who are part of the main superhero team.
Actually, I could see Cyborg taking this because he has the mother box implemented into his system, which allows him to create boom tubes to travel and integrate even more tech. Robot, on the other hand, is just a bunch of drones controlled by, depending on which version of Robot, either a tumor inside a test tube or a 12-year-old boy. Unless you're going with the end of the cities, well, that's just like a 20-something-year-old man. But still.
If you want an honorable mention, you could also mention the Thing from Marvel. Cyborg likely wins given his DC scaling and his hacking skills. I could see this one being in 2D or 3D too, given the models for Invincible
Oh,
versus.
3D,
For
easily.
Edward Elric from Full Metal Alchemist, I picked Josuke Higashikata from JoJo's. Both are kids
What?
with spunky and heroic personalities, who also
would
have
be
the
a
ability
weird
to manipulate
fight.
the environment, and take offense about people acknowledging them about their appearance, but still wear a heart on their sleeve. I have watched both FMA and JoJo's, and both are great series. Josuke probably wins given JoJo stats are greater than FMA stats. Probably make the
I mean, Josuke here also is a stand user, and Edward does not have a stand, meaning he would not be able to see the stand, meaning he's getting his ass kicked by something he literally cannot fight nor touch. But he can be touched because of the punches.
This one in 2D, and please don't do Edward dirty again. Now with Flowey from Undertale, I have the Princess from Slay the
Ooh.
Princess. Both are from indie games where the player has multiple options to deal with them.
Okay,
either spirit,
I like this
leaving,
fight.
killing them.
This could
However,
be good.
both have experience with resetting timelines, and both look cutesy but turn out to have a deceitful and an eldritch horror side to them. As mentioned before on the channel, I love
Nice.
Undertale, and I've recently played Slay the Princess with some friends, and we have a fun time choosing different outcomes together. And through researching this matchup, this is such a close matchup that it could even be a stalemate given their abilities. Probably do this one in 2D and even in hand-drawn to capture the style of Slay the Princess.
Definitely
For
a
Furuya, I have
hand-drawn.
Fushi from To Your Eternity. Immortal beings who've gone through emotional experiences developing relationships with those they've met throughout generations. I love Frieren. It's an emotional story and I loved every character so far. Though I haven't seen To Your Eternity, a close friend of mine is trying to get me to watch it.
To Your
Shout out to her.
Eternity.
I believe
Cool
Frieren
name.
should win given her better stats and experience. However, Fushi is much harder to kill, so he could win too. This one is likely a 2D matchup too.
Yeah, I don't know
Hatsune
anything
Miku
about-
has Barbie. Needs no introduction. East versus West female
What
icons of
the-
their industries who encourage empowerment and inspiration within young girls. While I have little
I mean, then again, way back in the early years of Death Battle, they did Justin Bieber versus who the hell is the person that sung Friday? Yeah, I completely forgot her name. Yeah, but yeah, it was Justin Bieber versus her. So hell, I guess they could actually do something like this.
relation to
then.
either, I'm all for this matchup. Despite Miku winning, this could be a very funny and out there battle, utilizing
Yeah,
whatever
not
obscure powers
serious
and
at
media
all.
they've had over the years, especially taking into account the wide canonicity of these characters. I have no idea what animation style you would put this in. For Henry Sigmund, I have the second coming from Alan Becker.
Oh,
Mischievous
hell
people in
yes!
Different mediums who have connections to other video games in some way. I loved Henry Sigmund as a kid through Dan TDM playthroughs, and another close friend of mine got me to watch Alan Becker's videos, and I really liked them. And he
This would
definitely
be a
wants this
great
matchup too,
fight.
So I was at least rooting for him during the final three. The second coming definitely wins as he sat stomps with his experience, and unlike Henry, he doesn't rely on luck. This would be a really good hand-drawn episode, and just throwing out there, maybe they can collaborate with Alan. It could happen. For Homer
That'd be
Akemi
awesome.
from Madoka Magica, I have Kurumi Tokisaki from Data Live. Both are connected to time loops and are completely insane to save a loved one by using time and guns to fight off supernatural forces. I love Madoka Magica. It's a really good deconstruction of
Time loops, guns, love. What the hell are these animes?
Magical Girls anime, but I haven't seen Data Live yet. And despite that one terrible pitch to the Death Battle team, I am still rooting for this one, even though the reputation of this matchup kind of soured because of it. Homura likely wins with her powers and hacks, and I could see this one as a beautiful 2D episode. For Invincible, I will not be feeding him to Gohan. I will be instead feeding him into Steven Universe. Both are part human, part alien
yes,
teenagers
give me that.
who were raised on Earth, who realize that their parents aren't as good as they respected them for, but instead decide to make sure they save as many as possible, and both deal with trauma while fighting off those from their own race. I love Invincible and Steven.
This would actually be great because I could see this one ending off with a friendship instead of a fatality. Because both want to do better than our parents. Both want to save the world. Both just want to live a life that's good.
Barring future. So I personally would be for this one. I personally believe Steven should take this one with the amount of power, strength, and experience. This one is another 2D one, and if you want an alternative, you can consider Hot Rod from Transformers.
Nah,
For Juri from Street Fighter,
friendshipality.
we have Goro Majima from Yakuza. Both are East Asian crime-related figures, who are also chaotic and sadistic anti-heroes who thrive on
The
battle.
only thing I know about this guy is that he's a massive joke character, even in his own cities, because the dude will pop up out of anything. From sewers to dumpsters to, is that a freaking baby crib?
Juri's one of my favorite Street Fighter characters, and Majima is a character that I like, but I've only played Yakuza 0 so far. Juri most likely stomps. For Ken Kanaki from Tokyo Ghoul, we have Eren Yeager from Attack on Titan. Both are protagonists that revolve around trauma, who became the monsters they hated to protect those they love. I've watched the animes for both, and while I liked Attack on Titan...
Okay, this would be one hell of a fight, because you got Eren, most likely with the founding Titan powers, against Ken here. And while I could see the human fight definitely going into Eren's favor before Ken gets the final hit off, of Eren transforming into any of the Titans, even his founding Titan, who can create other Titans through the hardening. Yeah, Ken, I don't see what you're going to be able to do. The only way you could beat him is if you could somehow eat Eren in his Titan form. But I don't see that happening.
I really need to read the Tokyo Ghoul manga one day. Ken likely wins with his speed and survivability. This likely would be in 2D, but given both have video game models now, 3D is possible.
Nah,
Next
I give
is
it to
Mael from
Eren.
Clear Up Your Expedition 33, a game I just beat recently, and yeah, it's pretty amazing. And there seems to be a clear-cut matchup being Will from Metaphor ReFantazio. Both are from RPGs where the protagonists live in dying worlds, and they must travel across the lands to destroy the figurehead to end the world's curse. And both have connections to art, along with other connections relating to spoilers that I won't go into here. I don't know who
That
wins
is actually
considering
kinda
how recent
cool.
these characters are, and while I'm open to it, I don't see this one happening for a while now. As much as I wanted Meta Knight on the show, his matchups aren't the best, so I settled on Riku from Kingdom Hearts, stoic swordsman rivals to the bright and childish main characters, who start
I
off
like
as
this
antagonists
fight.
before redeeming themselves, and becoming one of the main heroes to fight against evil. I love Kirby in Kingdom Hearts, so I like this matchup well enough. Both from what I hear have reasonable arguments to win too. Reed Richards has Mr. Terrific from DC. Both are highly intelligent leaders of a superhero team of 4. Both have aliases with Mr. and a positive adjective. Both created use a lot of technology, and have a rivalry with another intelligent character. I only know these characters from the movies, but from what I've seen, Reed and Michael are pretty cool characters. Mr. Terrific
This
from what
would
I've
be
researched
nice.
probably wins. For Pac-Man, I have Felix the cat. Two of the oldest characters
okay,
within the
another
respective
interesting
mediums,
fight.
video games and cartoons. Both have very simplistic character designs with an endless smile, and regularly use powerful yellow items. For Pac-Man, I've of course played the original arcade game when I was very young, and just recently I played World Repack, but I haven't played the second game yet. As for Felix, I studied him in animation class, and I have seen a few classic cartoons of him in the past. Felix likely wins because Toon Force. For
It is
Piccolo,
pretty good.
I
Yeah,
have
Toon
Magus from
Force.
Chrono Trigger, Akira Toriyama character who started off as stoic antagonists that wanted to collect magic artifacts. They also use intelligence.
Okay, no, this would actually be another interesting fight, considering that Piccolo pretty much after the whole Demon Lord era joins the crew permanently as a hero, or yeah, an ally at least, while Magus on the other hand does have a chance to, well, never get on your team. But hey, if y'all watch my cities, I knew how to get him on my team, so I got him on my team, and he was pretty much the big bad main guy I played as. Excluding, of course, myself as Chrono.
And specialized tactics, who also have the title of the Demon King, who then become allies with the main heroes and redeem themselves, with a self-sacrifice, and even mentor one of the heroes to help save the world. While it's pretty clear that Piccolo wins, I actually really like this matchup. I love Chrono Trigger, with Magus being one of my favorite
great
characters
game.
from that game. And Piccolo does offer an interesting Dragon Ball power set we haven't seen that much on Death Battle before. For Raphael, I have a lecture from Marvel. Hot-headed ninja who wields Sai, who has to deal with emotional trauma and fighting against ninja clans. I'm pretty
Sci-Fighter versus Sci-Fighter. That could actually be kind of interesting because the Sai is actually a defensive weapon. It's not designed for brutal frontal assaults. That's actually the reason why Raphael has it. All the Nintendos have a weapon that's opposite to them.
On this matchup, Raphael,
I'm not gonna
as well
explain
as
it.
Controls,
Google
deserve a
that.
run back,
Have
and
fun.
Electra is an interesting street character, so it could make for a pretty good grounded fight. From what I hear, Electra probably wins. Here's my most wanted matchup of all time.
Oh
Kirby
my
versus
God.
Rimuru. Small and round under.
Gluttony versus Gluttony. Oh, this would be great because whoever is actually consumed at the end would literally become an absolute god.
Underestimated protagonists who can eat.
But then again, with Kirby, it would only be a limited time because anyone that is eaten by him is... Actually, no, that's kind of only in... You know what? I can't even remember now. I thought that anyone eaten by Kirby, it could be, spat back out to the top without copying the power or something. No, I'm remembering the ally system from Ultra Deluxe.
Anything to gain their abilities and become ultimate defenders of their land as they become divine powerhouses in their
Sorry about
verse.
that.
I love Kirby as I played pretty much every mainline game up to this point, and while I kind of fell off of Slime during Season 3, I won't deny that Rimuru is a character I desperately want on Death Battle. And from what I hear, it
rewatched the
can
whole
go
series.
either way, as Kirby has the stats advantage, while Rimuru's powers, intelligence, and hacks could give him the edge too. Please make this matchup happen one day. Phoenix Wright is a character I have no idea how to use in Death Battle without using Marvel vs. Capcom. So the most generous character I could give is Saul Goodman from Breaking Bad. Attorneys. Yeah.
It's a loyal versus a loyal. That's not a fight, that's a courtroom.
Yeah. I have no idea who wins or what even constitutes a win, so you decide. I don't know anything about Touhou Project, but I found a character I would love on Death Battle that accompanies Sakuya, that being Venoct from Yokai Watch. Supernatural defenders who started off as normal humans until their lives were taken. Both have stoic personalities and loyalty to those who they protect. Both are known for speed and sharp
I kind of
weapons.
like the look of
I
this
have no
one.
further thoughts on this one, as I don't have any experience with Sakuya, but Venoct is pretty cool. And Sakuya probably wins anyways. Since Master Chief is dead, Samus only really had one decent option, that being Firefly from Honkai Star Rail. Genetically modified
Not
space
bad.
soldiers as well as hunters, who both struggle with being a sole survivor of a great tragedy, and they have a reoccurring purple nemesis. Don't really have much to say, as I
yes,
have no experience
Ridley.
with either, and Firefly Collapse. For Shantae, I have Sash Lilac from Freedom Planet. Purple-haired
Who the hell is
female
this?
half-breed protagonists from indie games. Haven't played either, Shantae probably wins, but you can still have Shovel Knight as an alternative anyways. For Slenderman, I have Sadako from The Ring. Black and white horror characters with a supernatural glitchy atmosphere, who psychologically torture victims and use their illnesses in specific cryptic
I'd like to see these gods of horror fight out.
science to spread their influence. I have no idea who wins though. For Slenderman, I haven't experienced any media for, and I've only seen the first Ringu movie. I'd definitely be up for this episode given the aesthetic of these characters though. For Spider-Man Peter Parker, it was pretty tough,
Ooh,
but I
Kamen
ultimately
Rider.
settled on Kamen Rider Nego. Both started off as normal average
I
photography
approve.
people, before a life-changing incident gives them immense strength, speed, and agility, who use their power with great responsibility to protect the innocent, and not for selfish reasons. Nego probably wins
Good
with
fight,
Kamen Rider's
good fight.
towering over those dirty street tiers though. But I do like this matchup despite not knowing that much about Nego. Peter is definitely a character who deserves a run back given how long it's been. Springshot vs. Junko needs no introduction. Psychopathic horror masterminds behind animatronic animals who kill teenagers. And they always come back even as an AI once. I've only experienced the FNAF movie, but I am open to playing the games one day. Apparently
definitely
Junko
play
wins
the
from what I've
games.
heard, but Afton is extremely hard to kill anyways. Don't really care that much for this matchup, but
He
I do
always comes
understand
back.
it. Steve's matchup is pretty clear cut.
Yeah, we've been wanting this for years.
2011 open world sandbox games using blocks, crafting, farming, materials, and survival. I haven't played Terraria, but I grew up with Minecraft despite it being ages ago. Terrarian, from what I heard, watches Steve, so yeah. Sukan is a character with a variety of matchups, ranging from pretty good to why are we even here. But eventually, I found a
I
compromise.
sign off on this one.
Asura
This is
Kishin from
good.
Soul Eater.
Very good.
Narcissistic, multi-eyed demon kings, who were banished but were revived in the modern day. They use possession and vessels to give them power, as well as influencing their minions on negative emotions. Honestly, when I found this matchup, I was immediately on board given how deep this matchup was.
Well, hell
Asura
yeah,
probably
I
wins,
agree.
But I'm still all for this matchup happening. At last, we have Vilgax from Ben 10, and I decided to go back to a matchup I wanted since Season 10, Megatron versus Vilgax.
Hell yeah!
Complimentary action
Let's
cartoon
take this.
conquerors
Let's
who rattle
take
the main
it.
hero who can transform, where the main character has a powerful item that they wanted in the first place. Both have robot armies and battleships at their
Matrix of
disposal,
leadership.
snake-like second-in-commands, have their own planets they personally rule, and were once influeed by an extra-dimensional divine being. I love this matchup far more than Frieza vs. Megatron. Both Vilgax and Megatron are really interesting characters, and
This
with
should be a
Transformers
great
1,
fight.
they still have new material they can bring for Megatron as a run back. I personally believe Vilgax's stats and wider arsenal should give him the win. Hey, those are all the matchups I came up with for every combatant on Champions Island. Of course,
Alright everyone, that's going to be the end of today's video, and I hope you all enjoyed this. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more. Link to the original will be in the description below, and I'll see all of you next time when we flick back on. Until then, this is Fox, signing out. Peace.